So I don't understand that concept anymore. You can't turn home to a housewife, because that's not true. These men are out here doing it. They are out here doing it. You know why? Because they see potential in these hoes. They do. Hello. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Hi, welcome back to Tag Yourself in TV. We tag ourselves in, we tag back in here, and we love on ourselves. And yeah, that's what we do then. Tag yourself in means tap back into who you are. Tag yourself in means call your energy back. We tap back in here, okay? Yeah. So welcome back, and today we're going to talk about don't fall for potential. Don't fall for the potential in a man, ever. And I mean ever, like ever. Look at me, guys, ever. But yeah, today I want to talk about don't fall in love with potential, because falling in love with potential leads to disappointment, and sometimes, most times, resentment. Disappointment and resentment. Sometimes we idolize people and we fall in love with the idea of a person, and we don't fall in love with the actual person, and that's a lot to take in sometimes when you realize what's happening. And during this transit in this Venus retrograde, a lot of us may be waking up to that we may be in love with the idea of a person or a person's potential than the actual person that's in front of us and that's presented in front of us. Now, this has happened to me a lot of times, and I feel like that actually might be happening to me in real time, but that's why I can talk about this. I can be raw and real and talk about these things, because these things are happening to me. They're happening to me in real time, and I'm sharing it, my experience and what I'm learning, or they've happened to me in the past. So I'm not just talking out my ass, like, you know what I mean? And I really want these to come across raw and authentic, because that's me. That's what tag yourself in, and it's not, I'm tagging nobody else in. I'm tagging my goddamn self in, But anyway, so what's potential? So potential is what could be, right? Potential is always what could be, what could happen, what if. Like, if this happens, if we do this, if we can continue something, if this person does this, they can be this, they can be that big. We always talk about the potential, especially when it comes to young boys in sports and women and modeling, and he's going to be tall. He has potential to be in basketball, stuff like that. But we don't talk about too much of the potential about what we see in men and our relationships, and how we might idolize the men that we date and not really love them and see them for who they are and the person that they are in this current reality. Because we see them for the potential that they could be. Like, yes, they have these flaws and they're doing all these things to me, but I know that he could be a good man. He's a good man, Savannah. And instead, we bank on that potential, and we fall in love with the potential because he shows up in that potential, but he doesn't live in that potential. Does that make sense? And that's what happens to a lot of men. A lot of men show up in that potential, but they don't live in that potential. So they're not that man. They're not there yet. Some of them are just never going to be that. Because also, sometimes when you see the potential in someone, it does not mean that they're going to live up to that potential. It does not mean that they're going to do everything that you have in your mind and what you potentially see for them. The potential of what you see in relationships is when things can get tricky, because you may see the potential of your significant other or the relationship in general as growing, and you could see where you guys can be. You guys can be like this power couple. You guys can be like this Beyonce and Jay-Z kind of figurine in within your community or whatever. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are both having that same vision and potential to actually make it there. Same thing with yourself. Somebody might see the potential within you, and then you don't see the potential within yourself, so you never live up to that person's potential. You don't live up to anybody's potential except your own potential, right? And you can see your potential. I have the potential to do this. I know I can do this. That's your potential. That's you screaming, I can do this. But when it comes to men, with us women, and when you're in men too, with other women as well, when they're dating, vice versa, you really have to be careful, because you have to be careful not to idolize the person. And I mean idealize, not idolize. Well, idolize too, because sometimes we put people on a pedestal. We don't think that they can make mistakes. because of the potential that we do see for them. And then we idealize them and see them, we have this idea of them instead of the actual them. So instead of getting to know them, we kind of want to mold them and put them in a box instead of them being what they are and just having just being, you know, and like you accepting them for what they are, for who they are and what they like to do and everything, instead of trying to change them. There's a difference between helping and molding. Like you can help and assist and be like, hey, this is where I think you should do growth, work on yourself. It's just suggestions, as opposed to this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. And if you don't do it this way, you're never gonna grow. Like, and you can talk to, and you're telling somebody like that, you know. You can give suggestions, but I don't think you should automatically tell someone what to do. Because of the potential that you see within them. They have to want to live up to that potential too within themselves that they see. I mean, their potential that they see within themselves may be slightly different from yours, but it also may match up. You never know. But they have to actually want to do the work, you know? You can't carry it all and be like, oh, you're going to do it like this, you're going to do it like that, because it can drive them, but in the long run, they're going to end up resenting you, or you're going to end up resenting them, because if they fail and they don't live up to the potential that you thought that they could have, like saying when you have a failed relationship, but you saw so much potential in the relationship, you saw you and this person going places, you saw you and this person making big moves, buying houses, cars, you know, just a whole nine, like empire, like building an empire. There are women and that see relationships like that. It's not just, you know, just, oh, we have the family. They want to build an empire. So if the man's potential is not matching your potential for what he sees for himself and for what you see for him, hey, it's not going to work. Same thing vice versa for the woman. If you don't see, and with men it's a little trickier, because it's kind of worse, because the potential that they see in their woman, especially if they're getting their woman, like, you know the saying, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Well, men are always trying to do that. So men are always trying to turn hoes into housewives. They successfully do it at times. You know what I mean? Like, they do it. They turn them into a housewife. Got them cooking, cleaning. They don't go to work, you know, and then it works out for them. So I don't understand that concept anymore. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, because that's not true. These men are out here doing it. They are out here doing it. You know why? Because they see potential in these hoes. They do. Hello? And now it's up to the hoe. I don't even know if I'm making it. Oh. It's up to lady to it's up to her to then in turn do something with the potential that now that her said man sees within her. Now she is no longer just that, she is more, because he has made her more. The main purpose of this video is for you guys to understand that falling in love with potential is very dangerous, because you want to make sure that they can live up to that potential in general. Some men can't live up to the potential that you think that they can. They can't. Some women cannot live up to the potential that you think that they can. They can't. It's not in them. It's not wired within them. Do you understand? You have some people that can and some people that can't. Some people's potential is just how they view people and how they want their women to be out of this world. So be careful when it comes to falling in love with potential, and understand that it can be very dangerous. I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.